Hello everyone, how's it going and welcome back to a brand new live stream. We are back on some more Satisfactory because we've got quite a lot to try and do today. Currently what we see is essentially the outskirts of a building that I want to try and make. And the entire point of this building is that it's going to be a power storage unit. So essentially, if I just stop the cinematic camera there for just a sec, what I want to try and do is create a building that's potentially this tall and maybe even a bit taller. I'm still debating if I want to try and replicate it on this side here as well, and then have some sort of like symmetrical looking sign there in the middle for our core power plants. I think it could end up looking quite nice, and like these two buildings here won't be relatively tall, because the third one that I'm planning, which will be somewhere over here, will generally be quite tall. So that's definitely a possibility that I just thought about within the last maybe 2 minutes. So let's see how that's going to go. But the very first thing I do want to say is thank you for all the support in the recent streams. I don't know why they're doing so well. I generally do not. But regardless, thank you very, very much. It is really awesome of you guys. So let's start off with the plan. Essentially, there's going to be one door over here. And I might even do like a secondary door here as well. We can't really fit too much underneath here, as you can see. Oh, welcome, John. Hope that you're doing good, man. Welcome to the stream. We can't fit too much here. But I could still do some sort of like little logistics floor, maybe like an extra little layer underneath there if we really, really want to. That's always a possibility. But regardless, let's start with the door, and we're definitely, if I actually have the resources for it, going to try and make an elevator in this project, whether it's going to be in this building, that building, or the third building. I do want to try and incorporate an elevator, since I think that can look quite nice. So let's go gather all the resources we need. And I've actually got to go sort out a dismantle crate, as you can see there in the center of the screen. And that's because I'm currently moving my location of all of my resources, which was, if I can actually see it from here, it was right about there. But because now I'm apparently dying. But because now I'm going to be building quite a lot of stuff over in this direction, I thought it's about time to actually move some of my items across. I also do want to go back to our starter factory since we are running crucially low on concrete. And in case you guys haven't noticed, we use quite a lot of concrete. I must be honest, we've probably used maybe like 300,000 so far in this playthrough. Why is there a hole there? I know why there's a hole there, and I'm actually going to try and keep that there as well. So let's just try and organize everything, just so I know where everything actually is, since I feel like that would be a pretty good idea. Now, what I like to do is I like to try and paint our personal storage boxes and have a sign above there, so I know that these two are the reinforced iron plates, these two are the quartz crystals, etc, etc. So you lot are going to be, I believe... oh no, sorry, copper sheets. Oh my god. Also, I'm gonna say this right off the very top of the stream. I have got about 5 hours of sleep within... no, wrong button. Within the last 3 days. So, I am just absolutely dead. It's like the fun kind of dead, though, where you're still happy, but at the same time, you just want to go to sleep. But there'll be time for that a bit later on. So... everything there is perfect, fantastic. I don't think we've got any more copper sheets. Let's try and get... actually, we've got a good amount of concrete. I thought that was a lot lower than what it actually was. Okay. Ignore me then. Although I probably do want to try and get some more signs over here, don't I? So I'll select you, and then I'll select... okay, maybe a bit more than just that. There we go. I'll select you there as well. And yeah, we can chuck our concrete over here. Why not? So the duration for today's stream is most likely going to be somewhere between an hour and a half, I suppose. Because again, I really want to try and stream today. I was actually rather excited to log on to the game today, have a bit of fun, be a bit creative, all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, mentally, I'm half dead today. Should still be a fun stream. Oh, we're missing some rods there as well. Okay. We seem to have a ton of rods, which is fantastic. A ton of iron plates as well. I don't know why I've got like 10,000 iron plates, but you know what? I'd rather have 10,000 iron plates than 10 iron plates, so no complaints there on my part. Makes a change. There we go. So you were going to be, what was you again? I will remember. Wire. There we go. And something that I like to do personally, I know that a lot of other people do this as well, but whenever I make a storage room, I try and put like the similar resources together. Like for example, iron rods next to our iron plates, since you make these towards the very start of the game with each other. And our iron plates next to our reinforced iron plates, because again, they're rather similar. I try to do the same thing here with my wire and my cable, and sometimes I do have my copper sheets next to my wire and my cable, but sometimes, I don't know. I don't really bother. Welcome, Sea Shark. Hope that you're doing good, man. Welcome back. Why have I got so many rotors? That's a good question for myself. I don't need this many rotors. I think what I might even do here, honestly, is actually get rid of that. Then we're going to activate the 1 meter sign instead. There we go. I'm then going to change this to a picture of a ratseur. Good. Make sure to paint these as well. I love this color. Damn, that's beautiful. Get rid of that. How you been doing? Yeah, not too bad. Just came back from the training weekend, so I'm rather tired, but you know what? It's alright. I'm looking forward to the stream. I don't know what I'm going to put in there, so I don't know why I bother selecting it. Oh wait, I was going to put cable there. Screw it. I put cable over here. That's completely fine. That's not a massive drama. As long as it's in like a very similar sort of place, I know where it is. I feel like that's going to be completely fine. There we go. I'll chuck you into there. I'm still debating what to put into there as well. We'll see. Last color will make it white. There we go. Nice. I shouldn't have too many more resources left over here now. We have got those steel beams, which are rather important. Oh yeah, and our modular frames. I believe that's like the last 2 big categories left. Welcome, Rain, for you. How's your day going? Yeah, my day's pretty good, man. Day's pretty good. How was your day? I hope it's nice and relaxing. Yeah, I'll chuck them into that. Lovely. Then, yeah, I suppose you can go there. Why not? We're actually running very, very low now on quartz crystals. We definitely have to try and get some more of them. Absolutely. Did I forget what I had in there? Yes. Maybe. Okay, nice. And the remainder of what we've got, essentially, it's just random little bits. So I suppose for now, just chuck them over here. There we go. We definitely have to go back to gather some more resources, though. Absolutely. It was a good day. Nice. Working on what today? We are building a power storage tower. In fact, technically it's a power storage complex, because it will be consisting of multiple different buildings. Somewhere over here, I'll show you very quickly, because I have to go get some more resources anyway. But essentially, this building over here with the little chimney, and there'll be another building over there, they're most likely going to end up looking rather symmetrical. We'll then build some sort of sign potentially here in the middle, maybe with like a personnel elevator there in the middle. I'm not quite sure yet though. Regardless, it should be a fun day. Lots of building, a bit of logistics. So it's a good variety, I think. There we go. So the most important thing that I want to try and gather now is our quartz crystals. However, I don't mind getting some other bits and bobs here as well. Concrete is... We'll get like a row of concrete, we'll say. At least 3 rows or 1 storage box? Storage container worth of quartz crystals. The rest... What else do I really need? Maybe a bit of reinforced iron plates. Everything else seems fine though. Like, I don't think we're crucially lacking any particular resource. Rocket fuel. Oh, nice, man. Good luck with that. There we go. Get that all out of there. Okay, maybe not all of it. Maybe some of it can come back. Let's see. So if I chuck that into... No. that into there. There we go. That's exactly 3 rows now. We'll then get, yeah, 4 stacks of reinforced iron plates. Maybe some more. No, I don't need any more iron plates. Cable's fine, wire's fine, rotor's fine. What else was I missing? Like a major item here. Modular frames. Okay, so I think what I'm going to try and do is get some modular frames, which I think are actually up here, aren't they? Yeah, they are. There we go. I'll then tuck a few of these in our storage room. And just get a bunch of wire, really. Regarding the encased industrial beams, I'm not massively concerned about that. We've got quite a lot. Although saying that, we've got tons of wire as well, so I honestly might just go over with this. And see where it takes us. I know it's like a very random haul to have. Like concrete, quartz crystals, and modular frames. But I need all 3 of them, especially those quartz crystals. Also, thank you very much to everyone watching over on Twitch, by the way. Again, I do apologize, I'm not very active on Twitch, but I still do try and do a couple of streams there every now and then. And just to let you guys know now as well, I won't be here from Wednesday, I believe, until Sunday. I'm going away again, I'm sorry. It just so happens that, like, I've got all these either work vacations or just, like, actual vacations at once, so it's a bit annoying, but luckily, after I come back from this little holiday, which I have to go on because my sister's getting married, when I come back, I should be completely free until September, like middle of September, I believe. So that gives us like a good month, maybe even month and a half. Just satisfactory content, live streams, videos. But like I've said for a while now, life takes priority. I feel like that makes sense. If not, then, I'm sorry. You're getting the turbo fuel factory for 42 gigawatts power for phase 4. Nice. Yeah, it does get to the stage, even when you're not producing many items in phase 4, or, like, the later stages, where you just end up consuming so much power, especially when you're using things like the particle accelerator, or the converter, or the, what's it called? Quantum encoder. Because they consume so much power, it's unreal. I mean, refineries, blenders, I suppose, manufacturers, again, also consume quite a lot, but nothing in comparison to the late game machines. There we go. So, I didn't get any of you. I got some of you. I'll chuck the rest over there. Definitely got some of you lots. Wait, how have I... Doesn't matter. Don't question it. The more I question the madness, the more I become one of the madness. There we go. Some extra concrete over there as well. So, for this project, I assume I'm going to need probably quite a lot of... Yeah, quite a lot of this. I don't necessarily know how much. It will take a pretty, like, chunky amount. Copper sheets, I shouldn't need any. However, I'm going to take 400... Meh, yeah. Because I might want to add some, like, beautification with the pipes. I will need some of you. And that is just a fact. So, there we go. Absolutely. No second doubts about it. Reinforced iron plates, again, most likely. I don't know if I need that much, but that's how much I'm going to take. Iron plates, yeah, of course. And again, of course, for you there as well. Anything else major that I'm missing for this? Oh, those are my 141 coupons. I was looking for that. If you found it now. Cable, yeah, cable, wire will take actually quite a decent amount of that stuff. Maybe even like 2 stacks of that. Absolutely take a few of you there as well. Wait. Make sure that's all organized. Fantastic. And lastly, I think just some wire. We most likely might have to end up coming back to get some wire, so let me just chuck that over there. Sound. Okay, let's try and head over to our very first building, because like I say, I do want to try and replicate this at least once. Just to try and make it a bit symmetrical, try and have something quite nice, potentially. I don't know what I'm going to do at the top of this little cliff, though. I have absolutely no idea, because this building that I'm currently planning isn't going to go that high. It's going to go maybe up to where about that is, maybe a bit higher, probably a bit higher. And that's about it, really, for that one. Yeah, we'll see there. No. Say Congo? For me to your sister as she's getting married and starting new... Yeah, it's another new journey. Yeah. Another one. He wasn't married before, but... Yeah. Okay, you know what I might even do here? I don't mind this being here, but I want this just to jut out by a little bit. There we go. In fact, let's go back by half a foundation, rather than like one full foundation. I might prefer that, I think. Then for you, I might do glass, glass, no glass. So you come out there by 2. 1, 2, 1, This is going to be a difficult one, I think. Let's see. So I think we did something like this. And we kept you there, didn't we? Right in the middle? Yep, sound. Alright, roger. That should be fine. One more though. There we go. So that's pretty much going to be the entrance there. For this entrance, at least. We'll keep you there. I don't mind making this entire thing glass. Although you've got to go back though, don't you? Like that. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Regarding you though, you're currently not straight. Which is actually rather annoying, but I feel like that's actually going to be fine, because what I could end up doing here... Again, try and get some stairs down there. Something like... Well, why are you there? There we go. Something like that over there. And I believe I could try and place down a door. There's a couple more blueprints I do want. There's like a very nice gates blueprint. But I don't think I've obtained that just yet. So we'll do that for now. I might even just potentially leave it like this. I'm undecided as of this minute. However, I don't mind that. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this area up there is fine as well. I will very quickly not select that. Select this. A blend of rocket fuel is much more good for power than nuclear. Yeah, it can be really good. It can be. The thing is with nuclear power is, even if it's good or not, I still want to try it anyway, just so I can say I've done it. You don't have to. If you really wanted to, you can just make it like a fuel power plant. That is just really, really big. And then you'll be fine. That's entirely up to your playstyle though. And luckily Satisfactory likes to promote different playstyles. It's not like you have to play in a certain way or else you're not going to have a very fun time. No, it's more like play whichever way you want. But some ways will save you a lot of time potentially. You guys on the same level? No, you're back over there a little bit. So in theory, there should be a gap here, right? Yeah. So you've got to go up to the top anyway. Am I going to have a gap there? Because I could definitely do that. I think I would like it. And the problem is, though, on this side, I'm only actually going to have room for just one little bit of glass. One plane. Let's try it anyway, though. We'll go to... I could try this. Although, I've been using the full frame window recently. I feel like that's really good. Might even try the hex, potentially. I've got no silica. Okay, well, let's go get some silica. Then we'll try and tweak everything here as well. See how that's going to end up looking. Yeah, so far it's not too bad. It's height-wise, it's what I want it to be. I don't want it to be much taller. Again, this isn't about height, this particular build. The one over there will be. This is going to be about size rather than height itself. I feel like it's very important to have a good balance of that in a project. If everything you build is tall, then it's not going to look as tall, if that makes sense. Like, if you ever see... Have you guys ever seen that picture of, I think it's the Empire State Building, when nothing else was built around it? It looks absolutely gigantic. Yet if you see the Empire State Building now, it doesn't look as grand, even though, of course, it's the exact same size as it was when it was built, right? That's how I like to try and do my Satisfactory stuff. So rather than having, like, 10 really tall skyscrapers, it's more like one tall skyscraper and a big building around it, because the big building around it still looks huge, and the skyscraper still also looks huge there as well. So it's trying to find that mix of... large projects, I suppose. Of course, you don't have to do a large project. Oh, why are you there? That's annoying. That's more of like a personal playstyle, if anything. Right, you can just get chucked into there. I don't particularly need you, I don't think. And very temporarily, because I'll sort this off camera, I'll put you into there and probably you into there as well. Okay, so we're going to need silica. Do I even have any silica left? I've got 200. That won't be enough. 208. Again, not really enough. And the problem now is, I don't think I'm actually making any silica. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. So let's try and build some stuff here. We'll use up all of our silica. We'll go back to our starter factory, make as much silica as we physically can. Then, probably, like, import some items over here. By the time we've done that, we should have like a good 1,000 or so silica saved up. Which is good fun. Okay, so. Door is going to be here. How tall do I want the door to be? Honestly, I want it to be like relatively tall. So I'll do something like that. We'll then grab foundations, inverted ramp, then chuck you lots all the way along here. Unless I get stuck on everything in my way, then I won't be able to do that. You're a little bit higher. Not a drama though, that's okay. Right, so then you're going to go to there. Like so? No. There we go. Although, you actually pop out by quite a disappointing amount. Oh, I've fallen down again. I do like the idea, though. Do I want to connect them? Maybe not. I mean, the original idea was to connect them, but if this looks fine by itself, then I suppose I'll just leave it the way it is. We'll see. I do quite like this look. It does look rather large, and that's the whole point. I want it to look big. Something else I am thinking about is potentially adding some glass, like, the entire way up and down here. That could look decent. We'll start off with the full frame window. We can always switch it out if we need to. In fact, you know what? We'll do the full frame window over there. Then for this one, let's try the hex frame. See which one we prefer. The hex frame's nice, but I must admit, there's just a regular full frame window. I think it looks pretty good. There we go. Could also make the nuclear, but for power rocket fuels a bit. Yeah. Everyone's got like their own favorite fuel consumption, I'd say. My one personally, I don't even know what it is. I like coal because of how simple it is. Yeah, I like that. So coal's definitely up on my list. Everything else is fine though. Like, nothing I would say is bad. Okay, this is just an idea, but not sure about this one. An ad in the middle of the stream. Yeah, YouTube does that. It's been a thing on the channel now for 6 months, I think. Although I don't get the revenue from it. I think that just goes straight to YouTube. But at the end of the stream, I get to see like my YouTube analytics, and unless someone donates, which don't donate by the way, I don't need it. It's completely fine. But unless someone donates and becomes a member, I don't make any money from the streams. It's literally just for a bit of fun I do this. So it's, you know. So I'm guessing YouTube takes all my ad money, which is fun. How do I want to do this? I suppose I don't actually want that there, do I? Although I could, in theory, do this. Would that look nice, though? Undecided, if I'm honest. There we go. Materials, I'll paint you guys there as well. I don't mind it. I feel like there should be a balcony up there. Yeah, the ads have been really bad. I'm not sure what they're like around the world, but here in the UK at least, they've been getting like a lot worse in regards to like the ad quality. Oh, that was a good jump. Like, we literally have multi-billion-dollar companies that are using AI for their ads now. Like, the amount of AI ads I've been seeing recently is really bad. Obviously, I can tell the difference between AI and real life, for now at least. But I'm sure there's millions of YouTube users around the world, especially those who maybe aren't on the internet as much, or might be a bit older, so don't understand how AI actually works, and might think things are real. They're probably getting scammed quite a bit. Which sucks. Okay, do I like that? Again, undecided for the minutes. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Now let's try and do this side a little bit if we can. So you've got to go. And how far back am I going to go with this? I don't know why I'm asking you guys, like you guys have the answer. Maybe you do have the answer. If so, let me know. How far back do I have to build my own building? But here should be pretty good. There we go. Yeah, there's quite a lot of weird comments and ads as well, yeah. We do have to try and sort it out, if I'm honest. Okay, you've got to go. I don't know why you, like, jut out by a very tiny proportion there, but regardless, you have to go. Oh, dear. I think it's my third yawn of the stream. I'm not tired at all. Nah. No. This news is fake. No, I do genuinely want to try and make it an hour, though. I feel happy if I can make it an hour. Maybe an hour and a half. And sleep for about, like, 100 hours. So I think that's this side pretty much done. One thing that I do want to try and do, though, is select you, bring you back by around this much. There. Oh, you're joking me. What do I do now? I suppose bring you forwards. Okay, sure. I'm pretty sure that's not lined up. That's completely fine, though. Yeah, lots of ad money. Yeah. In fact, I recently got back into a game called Plants vs. Zombies. I used to play it a lot on the PlayStation 3. It was a really fun game. Then I believe it was owned by PopCap Entertainment. And then EA bought it. And I was playing the mobile version. And at the end of every single round, it's like 30 seconds worth of ads. And it's one of those ads where even if you try and skip it at the very end, it still takes you to the App Store anyway. And I feel like I have to do that multiple times a day. And I believe someone estimated it was like 25 minutes worth of ads. It's a very short game as well. Like, you can probably beat the mobile version within a day if you're like really bored. And that's almost 30 minutes worth of ads. It's a bit too much. And it's not like you can just like leave your phone there, wait for the 10-second ad to finish, and then just get on with your day. You have to continuously interact with it, otherwise the ad won't go and it will keep playing for ages. And then of course, again, when you interact with the ad, it then takes you to the App Store. So it's a lose-lose in every sense of the word. Don't select that. There we go. That should be fun. Yep, okay. So regarding this wall over here, since it's like the last major wall, I think what I'm going to try and do is actually get rid of this. Everything else can remain the exact same as the way it just was, except for this one wall. Then go into transport, personnel elevator. Then you would go. Oh yeah, wait, no, you do snap, don't you? Yeah, now you do. When update 1.0 came out, these didn't actually snap. Like, you wouldn't be able to move it like that, for example. No, cancel that. It did snap, but you couldn't nudge it. And then I made a video, and a few other people were complaining about it as well. So after that, we could now move it. I'm not saying I'm the one that implemented that feature, but it was nice having your voice being heard, which is always quite nice. So you then rotate around to there. You can then go up. That's pretty cool. I like that. Any other interesting features that I want to try and add here? I suppose get rid of all of that anyway. And bring you up. The right floor, preferably. Lovely. All the way up. Now, regarding, like, the actual interior itself, I should have probably thought about that before building the exterior, but you know what? Too late. Already done it now. Not going to go back, that's for sure. Interior-wise, we've got a decent amount of room to work with. It's nothing gigantic. It's nothing tiny, though, at all. I think what I'm going to try and do is... How are we going to do this? I quite like to make that space up there like a permanent thing. So let's try going into architecture. Straight walkway. Now, are you lined up properly? No. There we go. So you're just over the edge there. You're just over the edge there. Brilliant. And continue you around over here. How big is the gap over there? Roughly 1, so yeah, we'll leave a bit of a gap. Have a nice little corner piece into that. And again, just continue that somewhere over here. Let's hold down E to try and again select that corner piece. This will then continue around here, where guess what we're going to have? An elevator floor. Wow. That should be a pretty decent spot for it, I think, because you can get from down here. Cancel. You can get from out there up to there pretty easily, I would say. So I'm not too angry about that at all. Next thing for us to try and myth bust is to do with the small concrete pillar. Nudge you up like that. And how far can I nudge you? Bring you towards us. Perfect. I'll then do like a very small half nudge down. The reason why I do that, because I believe if I was to do this, let me just double check. No, you're actually fine. I thought you would dead snap through that, but you know what? Okay. I trust you with whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah, I don't mind that. I really don't mind that. I have a couple of those throughout the factory here as well now. See, you should be fine because I'm attaching you like inside of like an already established area. So I can't imagine that being too I can't even set the right piece. I can't imagine that being too concerning. I still didn't select the right piece. Yep, that's the problem that I thought we were gonna have. Yeah, that's alright. You floating, yeah. Of course you are. No. Good. So I would say that's a pretty good start so far for the exterior. Of course, there's still quite a lot. More for us to try and do. Did I say exterior? I mean interior. Suppose we can start off with this. How tall do I go? Oh dear, the amount of yawns already. I don't know what's going on. Well, no, I do. I'm tired, but... Oh. Lovely. I wonder what this will end up looking like from the outside. A part of me really wants to go check. We'll do that in just a moment. 28. There we go. Okay, why is that so tall? Did I do 38 rather than 28? Please let me get up. Shouldn't be that complicated. Yeah, that's fine. That's alright. Again, I don't know why that's so tall. I suppose all I've got to try and do now is just add the roof. Maybe continue it around that side by a little bit. Actually, you know what we could do? Potentially could do. Now, where's the pathway over here? It's you. I'm thinking, can we try and get a path from there into this facility? Because if so, I'll be totally down for that. Would it look weird? Yeah, probably. Is it worth it? No, probably not. Am I going to do it anyway? Heck yeah. Oh, you got to come out by one now, don't you? No. Okay. You've got to come out by one. Yep. I think we should go get some fuel though. It will make it a lot easier for ourselves in the future. Even just now. By one? Is it up by one? Doesn't look right. Apparently I can't stand there, so. I think down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Then you're then sticking out to here. Absolutely not. There we go. We're in line with west, so now we get in line with east. So you're off by like this much? That's alright. Let's try and get up. Actually, I quite like this tunnel. That's quite a good idea. Can I try and build a tunnel somewhere over in this direction? I actually probably could. So what, something like this? Let's see. I mean, if I'm honest, I don't think this is actually going to work. But you know, the only way of knowing if something's going to work or not? By trying it. So we'll give it a shot. If it looks nice, fantastic. I like that a lot. See, it's little things like that. Tiny little changes. I think that actually looks a bit better. So what I'm going to try and do... No. What I'm going to try and do... No. Thank you. Is locate a corner piece for you. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a bit of a gap between this and that. I wouldn't say that looks any better. How peculiar. You know what though? I still do quite like it, so that's fun. I need to go get some fuel. I can't keep on doing jumps like this. But the good news is, this project so far at least, seems rather simple to replicate. I'll probably have to end up doing the power storage stuff in a blueprint designer, because that will just take forever. Not quite there just yet. But basically, by the end of this episode, I like to try and have one building at least mostly complete. I don't know how much we can get done in 20 minutes, but try and get as much done as possible. So what was I missing? Ah, why do I keep falling, man? It's so annoying. Fuel. No? There we go. I knew I had some somewhere. It turns out there was the answer. We could also have another, like, feature over here. Could be a good train station, perhaps. That could be rather interesting. So, yeah. The trains literally come as close to the edge as I can physically make it. Have a small train station going all the way across there. I don't know what is going to be exported or imported over here, though. Because I'm kind of already using everything, aren't I? Yeah. Oh well. Regardless of that, could be a pretty good plan. It could be a good plan. I don't yet know. The building looks fine from the approach as well, so that's always good. Especially considering it's not done yet, of course, is it? So I feel like 15 is our limit. But yeah, you guys actually appear on the inside here as well. You know what I might use to try and cover that? Where is it? Inverted ramp. Although you might poke out. Oh, you do. The reason why I haven't got rid of this is because it might be quite nice. It's interesting. I don't know if nice is the right word, but it's fascinating. What can I put there? I could put claws, but... Let's try that, shall we? Considering it's just the entrance, I don't think I mind that too much. If that was every single wall, I think that would be a bit too overpowering almost. So balance-wise, I think we've hit it pretty much square in the head, which is quite nice. Right, next up now. Oh, we're actually not doing the side ones. Okay, sure. Wait, we're not? Okay. Then make sure to bring everything up here as well. Even the ones by the window, because they're the ones that add quite a lot of character to a project. So if you're able to make at least these ones look quite nice, everything will be boosted massively. There we go. I like that quite a lot. It's not just going to be like a concrete box, by the way. Like, we are going to... I say we. It's... We are going to turn it into something. Again, it is literally just me here, but... Oh well. Then you up to around about there. I think 28 was the limit. That's what we said earlier. Lovely. So I suppose that's like our basic design. Now we can try and add some more interesting shapes into everything. Well, not quite everything, but into a few different things. So let's start with... We go interior. I mean, I feel like this is the easiest one to do. All I've got to do is just... this. If it gets approved, at least, that seems like the easiest. Yep, I like that. Then when it comes to you again, 1, 2, 3. Same with you as well. 1, 2, 3. I really hope I don't have to redo that. Lovely. Chat, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm literally about to fall asleep. I don't know why. Well, no, again, I don't know why. I've got 5 hours of sleep in 3 days. My brain is... Like, so far since I've started the stream, there's been 3 occasions where I've almost, like, fallen, like, actually, like, generally fallen asleep. Which is, like, it sucks. Like, I'm excited to be back and do a couple streams, but my brain, man, it's disagreeing with my choice. Let's see how things go, though. So firstly, with you, I do like the concept of the balcony. Balcony. But the question is, how can I get it around to there without making it look terrible? Did I not do it up here already? Although maybe I did and got rid of it, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, here's an idea then. There we go. Although I can't actually use that. Now, there is a bit of an overlap in there, which I really aren't a big fan of. I also don't like how this beam is different to this beam. So what if I just, like... screw it over, I suppose? Could go with some low barriers, potentially. So it looks like this. Maybe if we do low barriers like everywhere except for there, then it'll make it look almost like it's intentional. I don't know what to do with this. I suppose what I could do is actually get rid of that. Get you. Bring you forwards a little bit to here. There we go. We've now got an entrance up there. Simple as that. That seems fine. Down here, I'll decide on what to do. In fact, you know what? I feel like this will be slightly better. Perfect. Although, can I build you? I can actually build you there. Okay. I thought the game wouldn't let me, but no, it most certainly does. I suppose now I can try and bring you around to. Although... How do I want this? Do I want this to be the edge? I think, you know what? Yeah, we do. Screw it. We'll be in charge for the next 5 minutes. We can get rid of all that. You naturally end there, which means you would then naturally cut across. You aren't naturally there, so I'll get rid of you. Now we've got a tiny corridor. That can... No, that can stay. Okay, how the heck are we now going to do this? Why not just do that? That seems relatively simple. Of course, that won't actually be there, which now makes this look a bit weird and out of place. There we go. Please let me up. You can do it. No, come on. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. No problems with that. Make sure that you guys are definitely going to connect, which eventually you most likely will. I might bring everything up, not quite sure just yet, but it's good to know that we have got an access there if we so need, which goes straight into here. Then, yeah. That's this part now done. The second part of the stream, and I suppose the major parts, is the actual factory itself. Don't know why you're not done. I think what we're going to do is have this going all the way around the outside. Yes. Let's try again, shall we? Good. So, I'm going to trust you lot. To do this. You got up there by a couple. Oh, you're not centered. No. Welcome, Vinod. Good evening. Wow, it's late for you. Hope that you're doing good, man. Yeah, we're doing a short stream today just for a bit of fun. Get us into the mood for tomorrow's stream, which should be a good one. Looking forward for that. Lots of building, lots of logistics, lots of fun, hopefully. Only down by 1, right. There we go. Welcome, Alessandra. Hope that you're doing well. Don't you love the new round concrete beams? Yeah, they're very nice, aren't they? These things. I've been using them quite a bit because sometimes when you do build, like, everything looks a bit blocky. But then when you add these, it rounds it off a little bit and makes it look nice and presentable. Oh yeah, of course it's mandated fun. Ada, you know, she has to meet her targets, meet her goals. Right, now a bit more about you. I think you're aligned here? I will go up if I have to. There we go. That seems decent. Nice. So we'll do one there. You just go through to there for now. Then do one over here as well. In fact, I might even do it so it's like directly in between her. Just there. Right. So actually get rid of that. Love your videos, by the way. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm planning to release more, but the problem is I don't want to, like, make rubbish videos, and at the minute, there isn't really too much concrete in the game. Can you tell that my brain's fried? There isn't much content in the game. There's enough concrete. There's more than enough concrete items. Oh, don't worry, Rob. That's completely fine, man. Do not worry at all. I like that. Although, are there too many of these now? I feel like there is. If I was to take away, let's say, these. That's a bit better. Maybe even the corner one there as well. Then that one. But yeah, I don't feel like obliged to become a member. That is completely fine. Then chuck you into there. I think that's alright. To ask a question, what do you think of a computer factory with alternates, Caterium wire, plastic air limiter, and the Caterium circuit boards, and have a full factory? I've got to double check what those recipes actually are. So, if you give me just a quick second, I can actually try and open it up. There we go. There will be a black screen just for a quick second. There we go. No! Because there are, again, there's many good recipes in this game. Computer factory with alternates, Caterium wire. Caterium wire is an interesting one. Wire Satisfactory. Because I recommend just using copper personally. If you can help it, just use copper. Let's see. So 1 makes 8, so it's 4 times better. But the problem with Caterium ingots, though, is that they are far rarer to make than copper. Because as of right now in the game, copper-wise, we have got about almost 37,000 copper available to us, which is actually a really good amount, in comparison to the Caterium, which I can almost guarantee is going to be a lot less, 15,000. So you've got pretty much like, I don't know, 2/5 maybe the amount of Caterium compared to copper. So if you can, try just use like regular wire recipes. Like, I like iron wire personally. The reason why I'm using iron wire is because I'm making a big iron factory. In fact, I'll actually zoom in a little bit for you guys. That's the wrong one. Cool. There we go. Yeah, so I'm making a massive iron factory, hence why I'm kind of going like iron heavy. Making an archway. Yeah, maybe somewhere. The fuse wire is fine. Again, it's like you might want to use Caterium, but again, just I recommend personally either the basic recipe, unless you've really got like no copper, then maybe the iron recipe is pretty good as well. What was the other recipes? Plastic AI limiter. Yeah, that's fine. If you really want to, that's fine. And it also depends on thank you very much, Rob, for the sub. That's very kind, man. Welcome to the channel. First subscriber of the day. I do greatly appreciate that. But like I was saying, it depends on like how much plastic and rubber you're producing. For me, for example, I would much rather make copper. I find it easier to make. Quickwire is as well, like pretty simple, because the quickwire recipe that I'm personally using is this, the fused quickwire. So I am using more copper here, but I'm saving a decent amount of Caterium. Like overall, it doesn't look very good, because I'm probably saving, let's see. Actually, no, it's a fair amount. It's not too bad, but bear in mind, when you're making thousands of quickwire per minute, this adds up. Like, it really does start to add up. So regarding the AI limiter, again, I would recommend the basic recipe is decent. If you've got a lot of plastic left over, then use this recipe, because I can almost guarantee you probably end up saving quickwire. And the last recipe was Caterium circuit boards. There we go. My go-to circuit board recipe is a silicon, and again, the reason for that is because it doesn't use any sort of, there we go, I'll actually zoom in properly. It doesn't use any crude oil, which I find a lot easier, compared to maybe, let's say, the electrode circuit board, which only uses crude oil. So let's say you have got a crude oil facility, you're making plastic, you're making rubber, and you're making petroleum coke, maybe polymer resin as well, and whatever else you're making. This is really simple to make, because you don't have to import any quartz, you don't have to import any copper, you don't have to import any Caterium. You literally just use the resources that you're making. So I can assume this would be quite a good recipe. The reason as to why, again, I'm opting for this is because it doesn't really involve any crude oil. The one that you want to use is the plastic and quickwire. Plastic, I wouldn't necessarily class as a rare resource, but some people don't want to have to make too much plastic. Quickwire, I would say, is a bit rarer, but you can make like thousands of it per minute, and it doesn't damage you massively, other than like maybe in regards of power. So it's really up to you. There's no bad recipe here for circuit boards, if I'm honest. It purely depends on what your playstyle is. So, like I just said, if you want to go for all oil, that one. No oil, this one, then a mix of both, then them two. So it's completely up to you. Up to the supercomputers only with the Caterium and plastic. Oh, okay. So for the supercomputer recipe, is that this one that you want to try and go with? Well, that's fine, Vidot. Have an amazing rest of your day, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a nice evening, because again, it's probably very late out there, so thank you for tuning in. Let me show you my supercomputer recipe, which I believe is over here. I keep forgetting where I've like put all my workings out, but I think I've got them somewhere in these 3 documents. Just, I don't know where. So I'll zoom out now as well. There we go. So, supercomputer. Where would I even be making that? Don't think I'm making it for whatever this is, the nuclear power plants. There's a computer, but no. There we go, supercomputer. So I'm using the one that involves the computer, battery, this one. I believe the super states computer. That's what I'm using. I think it's pretty decent. Where is it? Where does it start? Okay, it literally starts here. My computer recipe is very, very basic. I love the crystal oscillator recipe here as well. Nice and simple stuff. Again, I am using iron wire. So the only 2 resources in the theory that I'm actually using here is raw quartz and iron to make my crystal oscillators, which is not too bad. And then again, some more raw quartz and copper. So I'm only consuming raw quartz, iron, and copper to make my, to make my computer, and a bit of water here is actually quite a lot of water there. So I don't consider that too bad a recipe. Regarding the battery, it's a bit more of a chunkier recipe, but I've opted for my weird aluminium stuff because I think this is decent. Iron wire, and this, it's fine. A bit of sulfur there as well. More iron wire. And then lastly, we have the electromagnetic control rod, a bunch of iron, a bit of caterium and copper. So in total, we are consuming copper, caterium, iron, crude oil, bauxite, and that's it. Is that 4 raw resources? 5 including water to make supercomputers? Oh no, and sulfur, so that's 6. Okay. That's not too bad. I believe it's 5 not including water. So the reason why I try, for example, to limit it is because it's much easier to build a factory that, let's say, uses just... in fact, let me try and show you a good example here. You guys know exactly where I'm going with this. A heavy modular frame. To make my heavy modular frames, I'm only consuming iron and limestone. So it's so much easier to gather a little bit of iron, a little bit of limestone to make my heavy modular frames, rather than like crude oil, iron, limestone, water, obviously, which I have to consume as well, copper, maybe, sulfur, I don't know, what else you might need. So that definitely does help there. Like, so even if you are consuming more iron and more water, you're only consuming like the same resource, so it's easier to gather. Again, I'll give you another example here. Have I got any iron open? No. I'll close all this off just for now. So, iron and limestone. There you go, done. Perfect facility right there for my heavy modular frames. Actually, this is my starter factory as well. I had no idea. I just zoomed into that. But yeah, really good amount of limestone, really good amount of iron, and a okay amount of water nearby as well. I could probably make a really good amount of heavy modular frames just in that location. Same over here. 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 Because the thing is, I'm only consuming 2 raw resources. But let's say now I needed sulfur and coal. Coal's over here somewhere. Sulfur's potentially over there. Okay, that's a lot of extra work now. And let's say I need copper. Copper might be over there. Okay, that's a lot more extra work, rather than just getting a couple nodes that are close by to you. So I do try and consume more of one resource rather than less of 5 resources. Because I find that it just makes my life a lot easier to do that. Okay, it's a bit dark. I do apologize for that. I mean, I don't know why I'm apologizing. It's the game, but yeah, oh well. Get rid of that there as well. Well, that's your starter location as well. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good location. I've enjoyed it a lot so far. Can I try and get on top of here? Yes. Try and go from the very top down to the very bottom. Lovely. Welcome, Pocket951. Hope that you're doing good, man. Welcome to the stream. You finished the game. You never had caterium shortage. Well, there you go then. Like, if you want to use caterium, go ahead. Like, don't let me stop you using a recipe. Use whatever you personally feel is going to be the best thing for you to use. If it ends up being good, fantastic. Keep doing it. However, if it gets to the stage where you're like, okay, I've got like no caterium and I've got to try and build 5 more things, then you might want to rethink it for your next playthrough. You never know. Welcome V44N. Yeah, the game can be very addictive. It can be. I bet you're doing good though. So how am I actually going to organize this now? I want to try and rip out this floor and bring it down just by a couple meters. Like, literally to there. And I'm going to chuck you down here. Preferably without the vertical mode enabled. But yeah, I would say as of right now, Satisfactory's got very few problems. From what I've personally noticed. Okay, we'll stop you there, then that's fine. Drag you over there. There we go. We have got some more room over here as well. I don't know what I'm going to do over there. Maybe have like our staircase coming down towards here. Could be a shout. Where is that? It should be down here, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. I was just blind. My eyes decided, you know what? No. I don't want to see that today. No. We shouldn't struggle fitting this in here. Well, apparently I am. But I shouldn't be. Oh, there we go. It fits in perfectly. We can definitely adjust that to make it look quite nice. It might take a little bit of magic. But luckily, we've got magic on our side, so it's not much of a concern. You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what? You're a wizard. Gonna go to Hogwarts. Going to do spells and shit. Oh, what was that? Okay, apparently I pressed the escape button. Sure. I didn't even realize I pressed the escape button. Ugh. Yo, V44N with the sub. Thank you that was close. Thank you very much, man. Welcome to the channel, and I hope that you enjoy your stay. Again, I'm sorry if I sound, like, really tired. I'm not on the verge of, like, falling asleep randomly. Oh, I built this too low. That's fine. I'm not on the verge of falling asleep randomly, but I am, like, getting close. It's fine, though. Also, that's extremely annoying how I generally have built this too low. I suppose I could try and lower that down, but then we've got the problem of... Actually, no, it's not a problem. Well, no, it is a slight problem, but oh well. That's an inverted ramp. So, I want you to be... there. Right. Again, not a massive drama, just a slight pain. That was a bad time for there to be an autosave. We'll chuck you there, we'll then chuck you into that corner. And you into that corner. You're playing Vanilla 1.1 with a friend, building a mega factory in the northern forest. And solo, you're doing the modded playthrough with the structural solution and the color walls. Oh, nice. That sounds good fun, to be honest. I don't think I've ever played this game with anyone else before. Actually, you know what I'm going to do here, actually? I've heard good things about it. They're like dedicated servers and things along those lines. I have heard very good things about it. It would be quite nice though to try and do some sort of like multiplayer server, even if it's just like a couple episodes. It would be interesting. Especially if I was to do it with someone that has very different build styles than I. I feel like that's the most enjoyable variant of that sort of challenge. I quite like that. There we go. Now, the thing is, what I'm trying to currently work out as I've been yapping to you guys for the last couple minutes is what am I going to do with this floor? Like, in regards of pathways. How am I going to organize this? I feel like I actually want to just completely block everything off on this side. And have the player, like, literally force the player to come around here. Maybe even bring that up there a little bit. Then bring you round here. Because the roof's up here, isn't it? I believe. I don't know what I want to make the roof. I suppose for now we could just do it like a foundation sort of thing. Definitely don't mind a change if we are going to add one. Although, why are you a bit too long? You shouldn't jut out like that. Not concerning, just a bit weird. Well, a slight concern. Our factory already has in use 2,000 crystal oscillators in decoration, and we just started. Oh, wow. Is that from, like, signs? I assume it would be from signs, right? The reason why I assume so is because I use too many signs myself, if I'm honest. I use way too many signs. But they're in the game. They're in the game for us to use. So I'm just using what the game's given me. In fact, you know what? If I was to try and cut that out, I quite like that. I like the way that you can, like, see the natural rock over here. I think that looks pretty cool. So what I'm going to try and do, this might seem like a bit of a waste of time, and that's because it is. However, I do like having these natural features in my factories. So what I'm going to try and do here is go onto walls again. Go onto the full frame window. Build you up to that. Same with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have I ever played with challenges? I haven't. No, I've only ever played vanilla of this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like a challenge could be fun though, but I'm not really much of like a challenge sort of person. Yeah, I do quite like this. It serves absolutely no purpose. But what if it did? It could go down here to the very bottom. I don't know. I just think it looks interesting. So the player can go up there. It can go around the top here most likely. Maybe it can go to the roof from here? Would that be a possibility? Don't see why not. So what I'm going to do... You can't really do too much here, can you? You just sort of end there, which is fine. And what I can do here, in fact, I'll get rid of that corner piece. I'll turn you into a T-way. Did somebody say tea? I think I've drank like 8 cups of tea today. I don't feel any sort of shame either. I liked it. I liked every single sip. It was the best sip. Right, so you're massive. Which is fine, you know, you do you. I don't want you to be that big, so let's try and close the gap there a little bit. There we go. So you're pretty much one foundation now. Should I make it even smaller? Good. I think we'll come back to it though. Let's just finish off the ceiling. That would be good. We'll then fully finish like the actual like exterior design of this project here as well. I don't know why this is slightly off. That's really weird. Everything here is slightly off. You over? No, so you're fine. Wait. Oh. I know why. Right. Let's start with you. Do I want to add you down to here? I don't know if I want to do it for these corner ones. But then it'll look really weird if I don't do it though. Now you're sticking out, which obviously you can't do that. Let's see, how would that look? I don't mind it. I think I might get rid of you though, and I might get rid of you. Sure. Maybe lower you down by half a nudge. That was a dumb thing. There we go. It's not a dumb thing to do a dumb thing. Unless the dumb thing's like a really dumb thing. Just don't do dumb things. There you go. If you take away anything from today's stream, just don't do dumb things. That's the TED Talk of the day done. Where am I on the map? As of right now, we are here. My coordinates is -738 by -351. The grass field's located to our southwest, with our rocky deserts being just to our west there as well. We've got a bunch of coal deposits to our north, and then just to the north of us there as well, which is what I'm using. I've also got one towards my south as well here, southeast. We've got a good few deposits near us. I do recommend this location. You're too small. You've got to jut out by a little bit more. Yep. Ah, it's okay. Lovely. That was the trial run. That's fine. Do one more over there as well. Great. So I think that's the bottom pretty much done. All I've got to try and do now is put... No. Is to... No. You? I think it's this one. No. Maybe it is you. No. What am I... Am I having a dumb moment? If so, I'm still going to blame it on the sleep. No, I think this is the right one. Like that. No. See? Oh, wait, no. Now, why are you sticking out? What have I done here? So, that's where you're supposed to go, but obviously I can't put you there. Oh, I'm having a nightmare here. Oh, you know what I could just do? Cover up your crimes. That's the second life lesson of the day. Still doesn't work. I mean, now it does work, but you take up... Actually, it still doesn't work. What? Okay, so that would work, but now... How does that look? Thick. It looks thick. You can get a 1/4 vertical nudge from roofs. You can, yes. That is correct. I've never used it before, but in theory, yeah. If you really want to, you absolutely can. You're in there by a little bit. Actually, I don't know how far you're in. Yep, that's good. I'm gonna do the exact same thing now here, I think. Yep, so that goes. Goes up there by 10. Why are you there? Well, wait, why are you there? Oh, yeah. I think that's fine. No. Like that. Sound. So that would work, although I might want to very quickly redesign this again. Hey, what have I done there? No, my brain's actually gone. There's nothing left. What? Nothing left? I feel like that looks decent. Like, it's not going to get any rewards for being the most remarkable build. I might try and lower the... I can reach from here? What? Wow. I might try and lower down these by 1. That's better. Just that little change right there has made it a bit better. I'm happy with this design. It's simple. It is very, very simple, but it kind of works. You've used it to make manual smoother staircases. Yes. I have seen videos very similar to that where you can make staircases without like a staircase. It's a good idea. Okay, so this balcony is now a bit more closed off, which honestly I actually quite like. It gives it more of like a personal sort of feel. I'm definitely here for. There's you over there as well. I could actually try and make another couple balconies. Am I that desperate though? No. Maybe in the future. Regarding the inside, what am I even going to like do here? I really don't know what I'm going to do for this part. I suppose what I can do now is just build a wall. And then in the future, come back to it. When I know what I'm going to be doing with the rest of this area, I can then try and connect it on. Maybe even just build it out here by a bit more. But as of right now, let's come back to around about there. There we go. Yeah, I don't mind that. You guys can then continue over there, including this. See, that actually fits in. Unlike our last little kerfuffle. Potential for a door to be added here, absolutely. Could easily break all this open over here, for example. Have a nice little entrance. Bring the path up here somewhere. In fact, can I do that now? I feel like it could be very, very simple to actually try and do. So what I want to try and do instantly is grab this, bring you back by 8. The reason why I go back by 8 is because one foundation is 8 clicks back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know a lot of you guys know this, but sometimes I like to repeat some of the more basic stuff. Because there are a lot of new people that play Satisfactory. So I might be talking about something, but then it'll make no sense to someone. So I do prefer just to take my time a little bit, go over exactly what it is I'm doing. Just so it's not completely alien, so that everyone can watch and not feel... what's the word? Confused? Oh no, not confused. Overwhelmed. That's the one I'm looking for. Because this can be a very overwhelming game. And the problem is, from what I've noticed, the reason why people seem to get very overwhelmed is because they try and do everything at once. Don't try and do everything at once. Go at your own speed. If that's a slow speed, that's fine. Go at a slow speed. Enjoy it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with, like, this floor in particular. So what I'm actually going to try and do now is bring you back to around about here, maybe? Same thing over there, although now you're there. Okay. I'm going to lower this down so it's on this level. Yeah, don't rush this game. You'll actually have a lot more fun if you don't rush it, trust me. I mean, from the guy who's, like, not rushed this game a day in his life. As you can probably tell, we are... How many hours is it now? Like 160, no, it's 180, I think. That's all good, Alessandra. I'm off as well in a minute, if I'm honest. I am so dead. Oh, God, it's 200 hours now. We've hit 200 hours. I've uploaded 6 episodes of this series and we're 200 hours in. I just died there for a minute. That's mental though, isn't it? See, this is quite a nice little floor. Considering 3 seconds ago, I didn't want to do anything with it. And this is the reason why I've got 200 hours in this save. I do little things like this. Why do I do things like this? Just like going back to the point I was making earlier. This is what I enjoy doing the most. Some people will hate doing this. Really hate doing it. Like, they would build a factory within an hour and not come back to it ever again, won't detail it ever again, and that would be them, that would be the save, that's it, done. I can't do that. It is not within me to do that. Their style isn't wrong, my style isn't wrong. It literally just comes down to the player. And like I keep saying, that's the beauty of this game. You don't have to have a certain playstyle. There's no wrong playstyle. Even Let's Game It Out's playstyle is fine. Actually, maybe not, no. Maybe his playstyle is the only one that's wrong. But every other playstyle in the world, yeah, that's completely fine. Of course, his style's fine as well. Okay, how are we going to do this? I think what I want to try and do is close this off. Enjoy your evening. You too. Yeah, you too. I'll try and do a bit of an earlier stream tomorrow if I can. See how time treats us. Almost a week into making this factory. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're 9 hours off, aren't we? Are we? Alright. 24 times by 7. 168. Wow. So I am currently spending more than 24 hours to make a single video at this point. Blimey. Although I know some of that is included in like AFK time. Why is it like that? That's fine. So I don't mind this wall now. You can stay the way you are. Everything else up here I think is fine. I don't know if I want to make any major changes. I don't really want to cut this off though. There we go. I think that's like the one thing I will do. I'm going to leave this little gap here open just so I can get even more natural sunlight in. I'll then do what I've just done right there, where I bring everything down by 1. So it still gives the roof a bit of texture, but it's not over the top. Okay, how can I do this? Like that. Okay, fair enough. Oh no, the Z snapping begins. That's fine. For you lot, I assume I can do half foundations? No, probably not actually. Just off, you little bugger. Absolute sandwich. That's fine. We might even do like this sort of design over there as well, because I think I quite like it. Again, getting that natural sunlight coming in there from the skylight could look pretty nice. So this area is pretty much finished. I do want to try and get some small concrete pillars in here. Somewhere down like that. Or not. That's alright. Get rid of that for now. Although I'm probably going to end up placing down something very similar to that in just a moment again. We'll see. So yeah, we'll chuck you down here as well. How are we looking from down here? Still gonna try and do some work up there as well, which... Oh, what did I just jump into? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, quite a lot of work has to be done here. Yep. I'm wondering. That's my first mistake. Beginning to wonder. Oh, no. If I was to bring you up there, you'd actually look fine, I think. But then what if I was to do this? Add a bit of pizzazz. Does anyone even say pizzazz anymore? No. I don't know. I wonder when the word pizzazz peaked. No idea. Right, how's that? Yeah, I prefer that as a bit more steel. I do quite like that. Let's then select you, bring you down by bits. Or not, that's fine. That works. You still jut out by quite a bit, which is fine. Although, what if I was to add you? See, this is the way I like to play this game. I build one thing. I then spend the next hour and a half adding to it. Yeah. Okay. Definitely do that in there as well. I feel like it makes it look a bit neater. Yeah. I would definitely say that that does help a little bit. Not a dramatic amount, but a small amount is a big amount in this game. Any amount is a good amount. I've got a thing that's jutting out, isn't it? Ah, you little rascal. That's okay. Oh, wrong button. Oh, dearie me. Although that hasn't been built in the right location either. It's fine, yeah. That's completely fine. Right, next up. You lot. If I was to build you there, are you going to cut through? Yes. How about now? I feel like that looks a lot better. I might have to get rid of this, though. Oh. I feel like that's slightly better. How could I make this even better? I suppose if I was to paint you a very slightly darker colour, then you'd pop out a bit more, won't you? There. I feel like that's what I want you to try and do. More up there. Yeah, definitely. That does help quite a lot. Hit the final bits into here. There we go. Yeah. It's not like a massive detail, but I do quite like it in the end. Okay. Sure. We'll go to there. I can't really, like, zoop you in any further, can I? It's kind of annoying. I'll go down by a little bit. Because this way now, it almost makes it feel like it's a separate area. Because you're now on the same level as that, which I actually kind of forgot about. Oh, wait, I can't even place it down there? No idea why I can't place it there. Clipping, apparently. Right. And what I could, in theory, do... Organization. Display sign. And not have you upside down. Like, well, it's quite a small sign, to be fair. No, okay, I can't do that. I was gonna have some sort of like sign saying like elevator this way or something, but no, that's fine. I don't mind that. I think now what I want to try and do... It's just looking a bit clustered at the minute, isn't it? We don't want it to look like that. That's a big change right there. There we go. No, a bit smaller. There. Sound. Okay. I feel like I should almost duplicate this onto this side. I know it will be a bit taller. But is that what I want to try and do? Let's see. Something else I'm really loving about this, how everything like isn't symmetrical, but I'm trying to make it symmetrical, so it's actually offering like a really fun challenge. Build you like this. Preferably to go into the ceiling though, right? Yeah, I do like that little use of steel there. And try and do the exact same thing there with that wall. Yep. So far, this factory is looking a lot better than I thought it would. I like how the chimney is down the center, but that wasn't really the plan. Plan was that was going to be the main entrance over there, then this was going to be off to the side. But now you walk in, and it's the very first thing that you see. In fact, yeah, you guys definitely have to get painted. Either you do, or both. Yep. Because the thing is, I want this to pop out. At the minute it does, but not as much as I would like it to. Regardless, I think that's a pretty good start though for this little room. Now everything that we're going to be building over here is then going to be part of our little power storage room. I think I only want it to be one layer, like one floor. Because it look a lot better that way, I feel like. Yeah. Okay, so I'll close that off. I'll actually get rid of that. And I will get rid of this just for now. Definitely that, definitely that, definitely all of this. Okay. Let's try this idea. Tomorrow's stream should hopefully be a much longer stream, by the way, guys. That's what I'm intending it to be. If it's not, then I'm sorry. But no, it should be. In fact, cancel that. I'll keep you guys the way that you are. You're actually fine to continue the way that you were going. And this is where I wanted you to stop. Then come out here by a half the blueprints. Like so. No. I hope that's not going to create any dead snapping. I guess we'll find out in a moment. I might as well continue you all down to here. Have you stick out by a little bit. Lovely. So you're going to end up looking something like this. And again, you're not actually lined up. Which is it's fine. One of these days, I am going to build something in this game that does line up. That's perfect, though. Sort of. It's unique. Yeah, it's unique. So this is the room we've got. Right. That's not too bad. Because you're going to be like, what's the official vocabulary for it? Chock-a-block? Yeah. Full of just power storage. I haven't got enough resources for it. Wow. To be fair though, that's completely fine because I will be continuing this again tomorrow. The roof I'm going to change. Although, I like this and hate it. I think what we can do is keep it the way it is. In fact, no. I don't need to do that anymore because now I've got that exit, don't I? Grand. Yeah, definitely change the roof there a little bit. Speaking of the roof, how is the steel looking? I knew that was going to happen, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with these issues. I am at peace. Yeah, so let's do a cinematic shot here. See what we've managed to do today. I feel like, again, if I can build this on the other side, even with like another chimney bringing something down to here, I don't know what, it could be rather nice looking. But regardless, everybody, that's all we've managed to get done for today. I feel like adding this new vertical project really did help. It also managed us to bridge a gap between pretty much 3 different layers here, if you think about it. You've got the layer next to our water extractors down there to the very bottom right. Then have our main floor, which is next to our main entrance there. And over to the left-hand side, we've got that little elevated area. That's technically 3 different elevations, all connected using the same building, which architecturally I'm actually quite impressed with. I don't know how I managed to do that without, like I'm not even awake. My brain isn't functional. I don't know how else to explain it, but my brain isn't functional right now. I'm literally just like in autopilot. So the fact that I was able to do that whilst in autopilot and building something which I don't think looks too crap, I'm pretty happy with. Tons of work to do tomorrow. I think it could be a really fun day. Tons of power storage stuff. I think what I'm going to try and do tomorrow is get this particular building just fully nailed, squared away, and then get the outskirts of the second building done as well. And off camera, I'll probably end up designing that as well. Maybe even do a bit on camera, but like not on stream, so I can do it for a video. And then after that, we're talking on Tuesday, bruv. We can then do some more architectural things regarding this coal factory. But I'm loving this. Like, the colours, I hate to use the word vibe, but the vibe of it is actually quite nice. I'm really enjoying this build so far. I feel like the more we're adding to it, the better it's becoming. So, we're definitely going to keep on developing it. I'm looking forward to that skyscraper. I haven't really got much of a design in mind, but I do want to try and do something quite nice for that. I don't yet know if I want to try and base it off like a real building. But there's a building, I believe, in Shanghai, which I quite like. Is it the Shanghai Tower? No. Might be. Regardless, I want to try and do something a bit like that. I think Saudi Arabia's got a very similar one. It's like a bottle cap opener, if you guys know the one that I'm talking about. Welcome, Vernon. Hope that you're doing good, man. Oh yeah, I'll be fine now. It's just, it was a bit of a chaotic weekend. But it's alright. Everything's back to normal now. Literally, this time next week, everything will be back to normal. Stream schedule, my life. So, it's just the next week that I've got to try and just overcome. Yeah, everyone, I will literally just keep on talking now unless I end the stream. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Have an amazing rest of your day or evening. I will be live tomorrow, a bit earlier on than I was live today. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in still. Even though it's a very, very short stream, we still had over 300 people tune in. Damn. That's incredible, guys. Thank you. Like, genuinely, thank you so much. Regardless, have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, Godspeed and goodbye.